Life often surprises us with situations we never imagined we would face. Have you ever stopped to think about the things that seem impossible today, but that have somehow become part of your reality? Jesus never promised us it would be easy, but he made a powerful promise. He would exchange our burden for his. On the cross, he took on the weight of our pain and difficulties to give us relief. This does not mean that the journey will be without challenges, but it does mean that we are not alone. He has already done the impossible for us, and through faith, we can move mountains. If you believe, nothing is impossible. Faith is the key that transforms the supernatural into reality. When we hold on to the faith that God has placed in us, we become capable of facing any adversity, because it is not what we see, but what we believe that defines our destiny. And it is this faith that leads us to believe that, even when everything seems lost, God will answer our prayers and will be present in our story. Faith allows us to see beyond the circumstances. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. And if this message speaks to your heart, don't forget to like it to help spread this word of faith and motivation. Let's go on this journey together. Every word we speak has the power to shape our destiny. A word can resurrect the dead. It can create life where there is destruction. Our decisions impact not only our present, but also our future. Sometimes we underestimate the small choices we make in our daily lives, but they have long-term consequences. The reason why many people fail to achieve what they want is because they don't know what they really want. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to get there? In many cases, we can only appreciate what we have when we lose it. Life teaches us that when we lose something, we realize how valuable it was. However, we don't need to wait for the loss to recognize the importance of things and people in our lives. We should be grateful for what we have while it is still within our reach, because time does not come back. Faith teaches us to see beyond the surface and recognize the value in small things. Often, what really hinders our growth is our lack of positioning. God calls us to act, to take the first steps towards our destiny. We wait for the miracle to happen without taking the necessary steps to make it manifest. We are waiting for the rain, but we do not prepare the soil to receive it. If God pours out the blessing without the soil being prepared, it can become a curse. Our positioning is fundamental for what God has for us to come true. We need to prepare ourselves for what we are asking for so that we can receive it in full. A lack of preparation can be the cause of many of our discouragements. What God is asking of you today is to position yourself with faith, to prepare yourself for the miracle that is to come. Do not wait for the future without acting in the present. God is waiting for you to take the first step so that He can open the heavens in your life. Life is not a bed of roses. Sometimes we face storms that seem endless. But the Bible teaches us that in the midst of chaos, God is working on our behalf. We often forget that difficulties are part of the process of growth. When we face crises, it seems like the world is falling apart around us. But in reality, this is when we are closest to seeing God's miracles manifest. He does not promise that we will not have difficulties, but He does promise that He will be with us at all times. If you are going through a crisis, remember that it is during this time that God can reveal His power most intensely. Don't give up now. The storm will pass, and when it does, you will see God's hand guiding you to a new level of blessing and victory. Be courageous and firm in faith, because the best is yet to come. Gratitude is one of the most powerful virtues we can cultivate. Often, we only appreciate things when we lose them. Life is fragile, and often it is only when something or someone is missing that we realize the importance of what we had. The Bible teaches us that we should be grateful in all situations, and gratitude makes us more sensitive to the blessings around us. If you have ever experienced the loss of a loved one, you know how it changes the way you see life. Loss teaches us to value the present, to live each moment intensely and to be grateful for what we have while it is still within our reach. Gratitude also makes us more empathetic and understanding of others. When we are grateful, our hearts open to receive more. Gratitude is the key to a heart full of peace and joy, even in the midst of difficulties. Many of us have dreams and desires that are kept inside us due to fear, insecurity, or procrastination. Sometimes we postpone our dreams thinking that we have time, but life is unpredictable. Time waits for no one, and when we finally decide to act, what was once an opportunity often becomes a distant memory. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemies of success. If you have something you want to do, don't wait for the perfect moment, because it may never come. The perfect moment is now. God is calling you to act, to make the decision to take the first step towards your dreams. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. The future is built by the actions we take in the present, and if you don't act, you may end up regretting it later. Don't let fear and doubt paralyze you. Have the courage to move forward, even if the obstacles seem great. We often live for the future, waiting for something to happen so that we can be happy. But the true secret to happiness is in valuing the present. The present moment is all we really have, and it is in it that God acts. If you are always waiting for the future, you may end up missing the opportunity to live intensely what is happening now. Life is made up of moments, and each one of them is precious. Instead of focusing on what's to come, learn to value what's already in your hands. God is working in your present to prepare you for the future, but it's in the now that you can find the peace and joy you seek. Don't wait for circumstances to change to be happy. Happiness is a choice, and it starts in the present. Many people feel lost because they don't know which direction to take in life. A lack of purpose can lead us to a life of dissatisfaction and frustration. God has a plan for each of us, and when we discover that purpose, we find true peace. The direction we take is crucial to our success and happiness. If you don't know where you're going, any path will do, but it won't lead anywhere. The secret to a successful life is finding God's purpose for your life and following it with determination. When you align yourself with God's purpose, things begin to flow. God already has a plan prepared for you, but you need to trust and follow His guidance. Don't stray from the path, because that's where you'll find true fulfillment. Life constantly challenges us, and it often seems like the difficulties will never end. However, it is at these times that our faith is most needed. When everything around us seems to be falling apart, it is faith that sustains us. God never abandons us, even when circumstances tell us otherwise. He knows our future and is in control of everything. If you are facing difficulties, remember that God is with you. He has the answer to your prayers and is working on your behalf, even when we cannot see it. Stay firm, confident and determined to move forward. Victory is guaranteed for those who persevere in faith. Each of us has the ability to live a life of purpose. God created us with a specific plan, and by discovering that plan, we can live a full and fulfilled life. Don't let fear or doubt stop you from achieving all that God has for you. Life is short, and every moment is an opportunity to make a difference. Position yourself in the direction of your destiny and make decisions that bring you closer to God's purpose. When you live for something greater than yourself, life takes on new meaning. The best is yet to come, and your faith is the key that will open the doors to your future. If you identified with this message and feel that you are ready to live a life with purpose, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Like this video so that we can spread this message of faith and hope together. God has something great in store for you, and every step counts. Let's continue this journey together.